Hi, y'all. So tonight we're just going to discuss education. Real quickly, a term that I've recently become acquainted with, and which means you likely didn't know it either, is BIPOC, BIPOC. You may have seen it everywhere in caps. It's Black and Indigenous People of Color. It's a relatively new term in diversity I wasn't familiar with, so I looked it up. And so, obviously, Black people familiar with that. Indigenous, meaning Native Americans, people of color, I guess, sort of encompasses all the rest, I guess. So, I guess that means Asian and Latino and Indian and everyone else. It's new to me. I'm really not comfortable with the term yet, so I probably don't use it as much. And don't get mad at me if you don't like it. I didn't create it. I just was seeing it a lot and thought that it would be helpful to kind of explain what it is. Anyways, moving on to what I really wanted to talk about tonight was education. So I went on this journey on LinkedIn to let folks know about diversity purely because I felt that my unique background and my unique talents would be helpful for my white colleagues, my white friends, and just in general help you all understand how we got to this place. So I've mentioned a couple of times I have a background in diversity, and I wanted to figure out a way to be useful in this really important moment in our history. And and I thought that educating in a safe space would be helpful. It also helps fill my cup to feel like I'm useful. But what I want to say is that's not everybody. As individuals, Black people are not a monolith. So, although I am someone who wants to educate, not everybody's in that place. As a community, Black folks right now are really struggling. So, for me, this was an outlet, but for other people, they just are trying to sort through all these other things and understand what this all means. And so, asking questions and really pushing people right now may not be the right place. So I want you to understand that unless it's an overt thing and it seems as if that person's ready to have that conversation, maybe ask them. But it's without being harsh, it's really not Black people's place to educate white people on racism and how to teach them how to be anti-racist and what to do. Like I said, I chose this platform, so I've put myself out there, but a lot of folks are not. It's really the work of white people to understand this. They're the New York Times bestsellers list for the past, I think, month. The top 15 books have all been about anti-racism and understanding racism. So I applaud folks who are out there and doing the work. It's not easy, but understand that this is something that we've learned and we know because we have to operate in a world that's white. Black folks and people of color have to understand white people, and so this is a place where it's your opportunity to try and understand what we do and how we move through the world and what our challenges are. So I continue to be here in case you have questions, and just understand that there might be some who aren't really that open, and allow them that space, and you have to do the hard work. All right. Well, have a good night.